The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
The first one, it is a crazy story. When a suspicious woman feared her son-in-law was being inappropriate online, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Have a look. An Iowa mom went undercover as a teen boy to expose her son-in-law as a sexual predator online. And sure enough, he took the bait. Within 2 weeks, he was already asking to meet up for sex. He thought he was talking to a 15-year-old boy, when in reality, it was his mother-in-law catching him in the act. The amateur sting was eventually used as court evidence against the man, sending him to prison for more than 10 years. Police found a total of 365 images of child pornography on cell phones and laptops belonging to this man. Reports say the 34-year-old youth worker also posed as a teen virgin in chat rooms. I mentioned a youth group leader. Yes. Volunteered at Big Brothers and Sisters of America. This is credit to this mother-in-law, but this is just it's an awful thing to think about.
Well, definitely in-law justice here, but this was a really serious issue. The man's wife knew that he had a habit of going online and talking to teenage boys. And he said, I'll stop. She knew about the inappropriate photos. In fact, he had uploaded 27 lewd teen photos to his Tumblr account, which counts for distribution charges. And so he promised her he'd stop. And clearly the mother-in-law said, no, I don't think so. And when he was in his youth group, he actually asked one of the youth that he was supposedly mentoring, can I see a picture of you in one of those tiny little wrestling uniforms? And asked that teenager to send it to him.
I don't know what your thoughts are on this as a judge.
I'm sitting here, my PTSD's kicking in. I'm having flashbacks of all of those cases that I dealt with like that. And in particular, I had a case, and you know, it's sad to say, but it was a prosecutor from my county who acted just like this man and enticed a young boy under the age of 15 and physically got into a car and into an airplane and went to meet them. And that's when they caught him because it was a sting operation. But this was a prosecuting attorney from my own county who I also went to law school with. So I have flashbacks, and then I can see all these pictures of pictures of the nudity and the sexual conduct, you know, a grown man with a 4-year-old. Those things, I had a case with 4,000 pictures that we went through. Oh. Those things stay in your mind, and it's terrible. But with this particular case, we have got to be mindful that people shouldn't become vigilantes in the way where you're taking justice into your own hands. The police know the appropriate way to talk as a child on the internet, so not as to entrap. They may be doing an ongoing investigation, and her evidence is admissible. There's no question.
But don't you, I mean, no offense, but don't you have to say that from the legal perspective? Because from my non-legal perspective, I don't know that I would put my faith in the system here. If it were if I'm the mother-in-law and it's my son-in-law and I know it's happening and I know I can catch him,
Sounds like there's enough
I would be tempted to do the same.
On the computer that if they had just contacted the police and say, hey, take a look at what he's doing.
Or let the police, once you engaged him, she might have contacted the police so they could have continued the conversation.
But I think she wanted to take it into her own hands because, listen, this man had 2 young children at home too. God forbid they become his next victims. And clearly, even his sentencing, I think, raises some flags of, did the system do enough? Like, he has 130 months in prison, right? And then he pays $100 to a victims fund and I guess $5,000 in restitution to a victim. That's it?
Dr.
I mean, that's
Judy,
all?
I can guarantee you that 130 months in that jail is going to be a nightmare for him because of the treatment he's going to get from other prisoners. It will be a nightmare.
I mean, that's just the way the system works, right?
It'll be a nightmare.
To me, that's still not enough.